Let's bring the story from Mumbai, where the port has sounded a high alert after reports of fire on the Indian Navy's warship that collided with the Cyprus merchant ship on Sunday.
That's right. Now, Navy has also filed an FIR with the Mumbai police alleging serious damages to Vidyagiri that is still on fire.
The INS Vidyagiri, which collided with a container ship MV Nord Lake, caught fire early on Monday morning. Now, initial reports suggested that the fire brigade was called after local efforts to douse the flames failed.
INS Vidyagiri collided head-on with the Cyprus flag merchant ship MV Nord Lake near Sunk Rock Lighthouse that's off the Mumbai harbour on Sunday. The Mumbai harbour has lately seen a spurt of incidents, including ship collisions and oil spills that have threatened the security of the harbour.
Right, let's go across to our colleague Vishal Thapar, who's joining us on the phone line at the moment for more details on this story. Vishal, what details can you share with us about the extent of damage of Vidyagiri? We are hearing that it is on fire at the moment. Any news of that's been able to douse?
Well, the damage is very substantial. Yes, the firefighting operations are still on. And the naval version is that it is a merchant vessel, this container, huge container ship, which collided into this frigate. The Vidyagiri is a frigate. And it collided on the right side of the warship. This warship was sailing into the harbor at that time. And according to the Navy, according to procedure, it was sailing very slowly at the speed of about 2 knots. And well, suddenly you had this, this merchant vessel which couldn't obviously control its speed and its navigation, and it rammed, the frigate. The damage is substantial, and a modern-day frigate would cost you anywhere between $1 billion and $2 billion in terms of crores. It's between 4,000 and 8,000 crore rupees. So I'm not saying that the Vidyagiri is a write-off, but the damage is substantial. Also, the time taken to repair the ship is again very substantial.
All right. In fact, Vishal, tell us how the situation really has been unfolding. Yesterday, we heard the fire did take place, but then it was put out. And what has been the Navy doing? How did the fire really begin today? And, in terms of action, what is the Navy actually going to do? What's their plan of action now?
Well, the naval plan of action would be to ensure that, similar accidents do not recur. Now, last year, you would remember that, again, in the Mumbai harbour, one of the Kilo-class submarines of the Indian Navy, of the Sindhu series, there was a collision involving the submarine. There was minor damage. But considering that these are extremely high-value assets, these are linked to the defense of the country, the Navy would want to ensure that safe passage, and it would want to ensure that such accidents do not recur. This fire obviously has resulted from the collision. We have not been told what exactly led to this collision. Was the fire set off as a result of any of the weapons on board being set off as a result of the collision, or was it some other reason? This is something which we'll know in due course. But a very serious incident. Was it some other reason? This is something which we'll know in due course. But a very serious incident. It's a very serious accident, and the Navy would want that these kind of things do not recur. They've already filed an FIR, and I would suppose that this cargo container which is flying the Cyprus flag, it will be detained, till such time that this thing is sorted out. But what we do know is that the Vidyagiri is going to be out of operational service for quite a while because the damage is substantial, and it won't be sailing operationally for several months.
Right, Vishal, we request you to please stay with us on the phone line. We also have a colleague, Sachin Gupta, who's joining us for more details from Mumbai. Sachin, what details can you share with us about the ship? There were some initial reports saying that a part of it is already sinking. What details can you share with us?
No, it was kind of rumors going on that the part of the ship is already sinked. It's just the ship has tilted somewhat in the sea, saying that a few of the compartments are already filled with water. So because of the imbalance created in the ship has tilted somewhat in the sea. But there's a not sink. When we spoke to the defense personnel over here, they clearly said that for a ship to sink, it will at least take 2 days because it's a huge ship. So the water get in all the compartments will take a lot of time, so it can't get sink in in hours, in a day's time. So right now, what has happened, because the imbalance lot of water that has gone in due to a lot of damage that has done to the boat because of collision, lot of water has gone in, and because of the water, the imbalance created, then the ship has just tilted.
All right, Sachin, please stay with us. Captain Manohar Nambiar, Navy PRO, is now joining us over the telephone line. Thank you, Captain Nambiar, for speaking to us. If you could apprise us of the latest, the current situation at the Mumbai port regarding INS Vidyagiri. What's the status, sir?
The situation is INS Vidyagiri, after the collision, was brought and berthed alongside the naval dockyard. And because of the collision, there has been some damage to the ship's hull, and water has been seeping into some of the compartments. This has resulted in an imbalance of the ship, and thus the ship is listing to one side.
All right, and to what extent is the damage? We are hearing that water has entered at least one compartment.
We are not in a position to give you as to what is the extent of damage at this particular point in time. Basically, now what is happening is there's excessive smoke in the area on the ship, and firefighting is in progress to contain the fire and the smoke, for which tugs are being used, tugs which are from the naval dockyard, from the Mumbai Port Trust. They're all being deployed to to put out the fire and also cool the ship using their water jets.
Okay.
And that is the first part of it. The tilting part is basically because of the ingress of water into some of the compartments, and that is the present state.
Right. Captain Nambiar, if you can also tell us, why do you think really this collision has happened in the first place? I'm sure our Navy personnel are very, very well trained and equipped to handle if someone else is on the wrong course. If at all it's the fault of the other ship, why could this have happened?
At this particular point, I don't think it will be right for me to comment, because whatever the cause of the accident as to why it has occurred will only come out subsequent to the investigation which will be carried out.
Right. Also, Captain Nambiar, you know, the Mumbai harbour has seen not just this collision, but a lot of other collisions, a spurt of collisions in the last one and a half years or so. What is the Navy really doing to see that such incidents do not happen again?
The collisions have happened in the past. While efforts are on to maintain a strict vigil while entering and leaving harbour, it's an accident, and an accident doesn't come with an announcement. So this is one of those incidents which have taken place where an accident or a collision between two ships have occurred.
And do we have plans, Captain Nambiar, of moving Vidyagiri from its current position at the moment? Do you believe it's stuck in the Mumbai port?
It is berthed alongside inside the naval dockyard, so it is not really affecting any traffic movement in the channel.
All right, Captain Nambiar, there, Navy PRO. Thank you so much, sir, for joining us and speaking to us here on NewsX. Going back to our Defence Affairs editor, Vishal Thapar, who's still on the phone line with us. Vishal, we talked to Captain Nambiar about this spurt of collisions that have been taking place in the past one and a half years or so. I mean, there's no rationale, there's no proper explanation for this. Of course, accidents do happen. But any information on your part as to what the Navy is doing to avert such incidents in future?
Well, there's been a rash of collisions, you know, in the last couple of years. I remember that a missile corvette, the Prahar, it sunk after a collision with a merchant vessel, Rajiv Gandhi, off Goa some years ago. We were just talking about a submarine which collided with another ship, again in the Mumbai harbour. This was last year, around March. Also, you know, a Talwar class stealth frigate, you know, that had also suffered a collision not too long back. So this is something which I'm sure is occupying the higher echelons of the Navy. These are extremely expensive national assets, and you know, there has to be a proper message which has to
Right, Vishal. Right.